Hello everyone, welcome back for another book review. So today we are talking about this book. So this is A Year and a Day of Everyday Witchcraft, 366 Ways to Witchify Your Life by Deborah Blake. Now this is one of the shorter books. A lot of people kind of don't love when the books aren't the same traditional height. So it's a lot shorter. It's similar to the Sabbath Essential books where they're just a lot shorter, but it is quite thick. It's almost 400 pages long. And this book is actually surprisingly good. So I've tried to get through a number of Year and a Day books, and I usually get very bored with them very quickly. So for my patrons, you will probably remember in, I think it was 2019, I was trying to get through Wicca, A Year and a Day by a person. But I tried to get through that book, and I've tried to do Witch School, currently going through Inner Temple of Witchcraft. And honestly, this one is very easy. So some of the stuff you would need to go and buy supplies for, you know, working with different crystals or herbs and stuff, you might not have those around. But the majority of the spells and recipes and stuff, they're very easy to find the ingredients for. So the nice thing about this book is that it's really aimed at everybody. It's not just beginners. It's not just for the advanced. It's a healthy dose of everybody, really, which is really hard for an author to capture because a lot of times if it's beginner friendly, advanced people, we're bored. We've been there, we've done that. And if it's advanced, sometimes the beginners are left stumbling in the dust of what's going on? This has both. For example, your chakras, it gives you a little bit of information about them, and then also ways to check in and see if it's blocked, because a lot of times it happens. And she covers such a variety of topics, but it doesn't feel too random, but some things you know are gonna come up each month. For example, she's gonna talk about zodiac changes, so every time that starts to come up, she's going to talk about what those energies are, what it typically means for people born under that sign, but then also how to use it for yourself for that, next however many weeks it is between them. And then she also does the month stones. Each month you have your birth stone. So for me, July is the ruby, and she talks about how you could replace it with the garnet because it's a similar stone and a lot less expensive. She also talks about various tools, making a broom, a wand, whatever. And again, she's got recipes throughout the year. She has a salad recipe to do, I think it was in the summertime, and a squash recipe to do in the fall. She also has different drinks and stuff that you can make throughout the year. She doesn't go through a whole lot of big rituals to do for the Wheel of the Year, which is fine, especially if you want just a little something to toss in there. She also throughout it has things that continually pop up. There's quite a few of different gratitude things to try out, and she also gives you a timeline to try it, which is nice. She also does replace the Book of Shadows with the Book of Light, and so if you've been running your own book of whatever, might be a good time to kind of reevaluate why you call it what you do. And if you're new, maybe make a Book of Light instead of a Book of Shadows. It's up to you. She also covers a lot of deities. I will kind of note that I was a little disappointed that none of the entire pantheon I'm working with was even mentioned, really. I think there might have been a vague well, and there's that one. But she has days dedicated to Hecate and to Juno and Caradwyn and the Horned God. And I was ooh, one of these days, one of them, gotta be someday. I mean, she did have Thor. I will say that. She did have Thor. I was hoping for a Norse goddess. And I was come on, there's gotta be a day for Hel or for Frigg or Freya or Idun or something. Somewhere, somehow, there's gotta be. But no, I think the only one we really had was Thor. I don't even think there was a day for Odin. I think it was just Thor, which is fine. But I just kind of kept hoping for a day. And as I was reading this, I did find out that she didn't mention that Hecate's day is supposed to be August 13th. So is the temple tradition. I don't know if that's the official day. Or for example, I just found out recently that Hel's day is my birthday. I'm go frickin' figure. July 10th. So, there was just some things I was I wish there's a little bit more, but trying to do all of the pantheons is rough. So that's just kind of me being oh, doesn't have the thing I'm looking for right now. But she does cover so many different ones that it's nice to have a variety. And if you're new to working with deities, you're not sure which pantheon you want to work with, and which ones you want to kind of experiment with, she gives you a lot of options. And of course, throughout it, she celebrates a lot of different authors. She talks about a lot of the founding authors in the witchcraft and Wicca communities. Obviously, we have Gerald Gardner, give or take on your, opinions on him. But also, we have Scott Cunningham, we have Starhawk. So she tries to cover a lot. and encourages you to read a lot of different authors as well, which is really nice. It's really nice when a pagan author can acknowledge that you should read other authors and like try and build a community. It's really nice when that happens. And so on a whole, I am really glad that I have this book. There's quite a few of them that I have just kind of screenshotted that I'm going to be writing into my own book of shadows. I'm not going to necessarily do the full year in a day, but I do appreciate that if I wanted to, this would be a really good option. Because again, really 90% of this book you could easily do without needing to go to a store or to make any big special plans. They're very simple and easy to just add into your everyday life. Which is honestly, I feel like what Deborah Blake's main message is, to try and make witchcraft very easy and accessible for people. But yeah, overall, I really enjoyed this book. And if you wanted to do a year in a day, whether you're advanced, you know some stuff, you're a beginner, this is a really great place to start. She has a lot of recommended reading, so definitely check out her recommended reading sections. All of her books, I highly recommend you just look at her recommended books. She has such a variety of authors. It's so nice to have. So anyways, obviously I would definitely recommend this book for anybody. It gives you a lot of ideas, so don't worry if you don't want to do like a full year in a day commitment. You don't necessarily need to, but it does give you a lot of ideas. So anyways, that is going to be it for this book review. I would love to hear your thoughts or your favorite pages from this book in the comments down below. Do make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I post every single day. I do have a Patreon at patreon.com/nightwillowcrafts. A huge thank you to my patron. I'll have their name here. And until next time, thank you so much for watching, and bless be.